I will say also, you mentioned toxic masculinity. While I think that if you are obsessed with being masculine, that's a toxic idea, I don't think masculinity in general is a toxic thing.
I don't think masculinity in general is toxic, no. I think it's the ideals of toxic masculinity that kind of seep in.
I think the obsession with masculinity. But the words toxic masculinity, they sort of grate on me because of the fact that I feel like there is not such an obsession with that anymore, and there's just as much toxic femininity in the world too that I would not want to be a part of.
And I think it's important though to point out though that toxic masculinity doesn't mean all masculinity is toxic. It means the specific brand of masculinity that is toxic is acting in a certain way. So it's important to recognize that, you know, that masculinity is a very powerful and important thing. And like, you know, men and women need to recognize how to connect with sort of the masculine side and the feminine side. And neither one is necessarily good or bad. It's a question of how much are they taking over people's lives and in what capacity.
So I agree. And I think that that's why it's like some things in life, it's the way it's branded that makes it sound bad. Like the words toxic masculinity have become a part of our culture. And there are tons of females that are also very masculine. And I don't think that those females that are masculine are bad for being masculine. I think that masculinity in general is not a bad thing. It's if you are focused, or not you guys, but someone is focused on someone needing to be masculine or needing to be feminine, that's where it becomes toxic. Not the fact that actual masculinity is toxic. Because again, if a girl is extraordinarily masculine, like Rosie O'Donnell is masculine, it's not her masculinity that's the toxic part. It's the focus on the fact that she shouldn't be.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Oh, no, it makes perfect sense. It's also kind of this situation where if you have a guy who's super focused on like how big of a man he is, like how big his muscles are, or how big his dick is, or, you know, like how many chicks was he banging this week? And it's just like, oh, cool. So your entire personality is I'm a man.
Right. Yeah. And that's totally toxic. And I agree. And I think that, but it's not his masculinity that's toxic. It's his toxic obsession with masculinity. Oh, yeah. And I think that I think we should just start throwing that word in there, because I think that's really what's more important. Because I don't know. I mean, a lot of people I think have actually said to me, wow, you are nowhere near as feminine as I thought you would be. And it's like, I shouldn't have to be one thing or the other. I think that it's like,
why do people expect you to be feminine?
Well, you're not seeing my entire self. I'm teeny tiny and I always wear no pants, and it's like a whole thing. And then when people get to know me, they're like, oh, you come across a lot more masculine than I thought you'd be. And I don't even put thought into it because I have no obsession of what I'm supposed to be. It's like, I want to look like this cutesy little boy, blah, blah, blah. And then I think my innate nature is to be maybe more masculine than I plan. So who knows?
Well, you know, cheers to breaking boxes. Because I think that that's the best way to be. And that's one of the things that, you know, drew me to you originally, too, is that you're this person who defies expectations. And you know, it's so easy to look at people and be like, okay, this person's that, this person's that, this person's that. And I'm going to immediately now treat them as if they fit into this box and they're going to meet every stereotype that I have of that box. And when you meet people who just defy that and say, fuck you, I'm not going into your box. I'm going to act in a way that doesn't meet what you think I'm supposed to be doing based on whatever picture you have of me in your head. I think we need more of that in the world. And so cheers to defying expectations.
Thanks for checking out this clip from our show.
To watch more clips or full episodes, click on our profile below.
If you want to stay up to date on all of our new episodes and videos, click subscribe.
And if you have any ideas for future guests or topics that you would like to see us cover on the show,
leave us a message in the comments or connect with us on any of our social media channels at Funtime Program.
Or on our website at funtimeprogram.com.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.